Hey Jen, it's Stacy. Got your email asking about CBA data, so I wanted to pop on here and respond to it. I figured it would be easier for me to do this than trying to catch up with you and match our schedules together. So all of the data from the CBAs is found in Mastery Connect. There are a couple of extra clicks that you'll have to do though, because the trackers from last year have already been archived, so that you've got to click a couple of extra buttons in order to get to that archived data. So in order to do so, you're going to go to admin, just like you would if you were looking at the assessment results during the course of the year, and then assessments, and then benchmarks, and search for whichever assessment you're looking for. And so I type American so I can get to the American Lit one. Click here on the assessment itself, and the third one over is view reports. Of course, you could have just clicked on that graph to the side, which I didn't do. All right, when you get here, it's going to look like it's blank. A couple of reasons. Number one, because it's showing this current school year, so you'll need to click it back to 2021. Then it tries to bring up some graphs for you, but there's no data on them. And that's, again, because our trackers have already been archived. So you click here for include archived data, and then bada bing, bada boom, there is the data for you. So this is how you can just kind of general overview. There are some additional reports that you can run here under reporting. So you can do the overview report, you can do custom reports, and you can do growth reports. So overview is just where you are right now. Custom, oh, well, just kidding. Looks like there's something more to overview reports. Let's see what that looks like right quick. Archive data. And oh, okay. So there's your overall mastery of standards assessed, percentage of standards assessed. Let's see what just a T looks like. All right, so that's pretty nice. This is an overview in math. So if you go language arts, bam, there's your language arts one. What your overall, I guess, percentages, that doesn't make sense, 11. Now this is people who are using, I think, this is not benchmarks. This would be people who are using formative data, so that's not going to be helpful for you. Hey Jen, so wanted to just do a quick screencast for you so you could see how you can get to your CBA data in Mastery Connect, particularly since they have already archived all of the trackers from the 2021 school year. You're going to have a couple of extra clicks in order to get to and see the data from last school year, because they've already wiped it, read in anticipation for 21-22. There are no additional reports necessarily to be run. There is one that you could run from Infinite Campus, just from the American Lit, where they put their scores in for the Balanced Scorecard goal, but your better data is going to be the raw data here in Mastery Connect. So you remember that you can go into the admin tab and get to the assessment itself if you do want to look at the assessment itself here, or the assessment data itself. The graph here, it's going to come up and it's going to look like there's nothing. You do have to change the school year in order to see that. It's still going to look like there's nothing, and so I'm going to go ahead and change it so it's just you guys. Maybe change it again. Okay, good. This button includes archived data. You'll have to click that, and then it will be able to show you all of your data from the assessment. And that archived data button, again, is because the trackers have all been archived in anticipation for the new school year. So you have to pull the archived data out. So this would be how you can see just by standard how that assessment went, what your overall view was. You can also run, and I think this is what you did last year, run some custom reports. And again, you're going to have to go in and do a little bit of some playing around. Add report. Okay, click to create a report, and then up here you're going to add the assessment to the report. And so this is if you're just looking, if you're looking at the same assessment, which is how I do when I'm running type the whole thing in, when I'm running the school-to-school comparisons. Type in the name of the assessment, and this is it, the third 9 weeks, when you add it to the report. And if you're wanting to look just at the third 9 weeks and compare different like demographic groups or whatever, then you would add the same one to the report over and over again. If you are wanting to look at the first versus the second versus the third versus the fourth, then you could add this one to the report, add this one to the report, add this one, add this one. You could even add more than just American Lit. You could put up here and add ninth as well. There's the third 9 week ninth one, and I can add it 2 or 3 times to the report as well. You hit the close button, and then it creates a report. Now look, it's showing no data. All right, that again is because it's trying to pull from the current school year. So you click into edit your raw data parts and click change under filters here. And I'm going to change the school to Chess to T. Here is include the archived classrooms, and here is change the school year. Okay, and then click save, and now I've got data for that one. You saw probably just then that you can even change to where you're looking at click archived, where you're looking standard by standard, so you could look one standard at a time. Instead of looking at all the standards from the assessment, you could look down here and do male versus female if you're interested in looking at the data that way. I would suggest if you do make a change down here, you could also look at race, and you can look at these groups. Now, free and reduced lunch is the only one that we don't send data for, but we do send IEP data and well, not IEP data, but a flag for IEP and ELL flags to Mastery Connect. So I would suggest if you do change something like this, that you go back up to your title here and you change it here to indicate that you've looked at it through a different filter. Make sense? And then you would do the same thing all the way down here so that you can see the comparisons that you're looking at across the board. Now, I don't know that it would make sense to keep Ninth Lit on the same custom report as these others, except it's overall mastery. Just remember that it is overall mastery here. It's a mixture of standards. So if you wanted to know just overall mastery, then that would make sense. But if you're wanting to get down to the standards level, then you would need to probably put them on separate reports. All right, and then you've got a print button here at the end so that you can see it, export it to a PDF, or actually print it. Yeah, I guess that's about it. If you get stuck along the way, or if you want to send me some specifics about what your actual goal was, then I might could think through a better or a different way for you to look at the data from it. But just from a general, how do I get to the data, this should get you there. Just got to remember to look at archive data, and you need to remember to change the school year and all the things that you look at. All right, holler if you need any other help. Bye, girl.